Are you moving to Houston and you're trying to figure out whether a master plan community will fit your lifestyle?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to cover today. In depth, the lifestyle of a master plan community, what the heck a master plan community even is, and why they're so popular out here in Houston.
And we're going to get into it right now.
All right, so before we showcase this lifestyle of master plan communities out here in Houston, let's go over what the heck a master plan community is. Because simply put, it's a community with a lot of planning behind it and a lot of money put into the development. So what you typically see is location is key. They're gonna choose an ideal location where they see growth coming and kind of where the growth can happen, right? Where the land is available. Also, they're usually themed. So anything from like health and wellness to you name it, you're gonna have a very cohesive, deed-restricted theme where everything looks really good and nice. Furthermore, what you typically see is an array of different builder choices. So you have different lot sizes, and usually that brings like a low, medium, high price point, right? So you're gonna have an array of different options in terms of builders and size of the home. And then lastly, you're gonna have amenities coming out of your ears. So anything from playgrounds to dog parks to hiking, bikes and trails. You've got lakes and walkways and everything in between. And so you're really just trying to find the community that checks all those boxes that you're looking for in your lifestyle. And the last really cool thing that most of our master plan communities have that are large enough are a lifestyle coordinator or a fun coordinator. And what they do is plan events throughout the year. So whether it's July 4th or Christmas, you got stuff to do with the kiddos, and there's always something out there to do that's fun in the neighborhood. So now let's jump into Grand Central Park, our first community we're gonna showcase, and show you what this lifestyle really has to offer.
So at the heart of every master plan community, you're gonna have a clubhouse of some sort or a rec center. Here in Grand Central Park, behind me, it's called the Lake House. What exactly is in the lake house? Well, inside you have a gym, 24 access to the gym. You're also going to have an event space in there that you can rent any time of the year. And then you have views of the lake right behind the lake house. So if it's springtime, wintertime, you wanna come hang out, have a bite to eat, have a drink, have your coffee, morning coffee, you can be out here. Like for instance, today it's January and we're out here, it's a perfect day to be out with a high of 72 degrees. And right next to the lake house, you have this pavilion. So right here in Grand Central Park, like Mark spoke about, you have a lifestyle coordinator. And what comes with that lifestyle coordinator is monthly, sometimes even 2 times a month, you'll have events. Anywhere from any of your holidays, Christmas, Easter, 4th of July. I know that they've also had 5Ks, marathons in here. So anything that's event-wise gonna happen here in Grand Central Park, you can expect that to be housed right here. In addition to the events that you're gonna be able to have in a master plan community like Grand Central Park on a monthly basis, the one thing here in Texas that you need to have is a pretty dope pool. And here in Grand Central Park, this pool definitely checks out all the boxes. And also, whether you're raising a family or retired, Grand Central Park is gonna have a handful or two of different types of parks in and throughout the community. So whether it's a park like you see behind me for the little ones, we also have dog parks. We have parks that you can go and have a fire pit, you know, drink a glass of wine overlooking a nice pond. No matter what your taste is, we have something for you when it comes to the parks here in Grand Central Park. And with acres and acres of land devoted specifically to amenities, you have some ground to cover. And that's why Grand Central Park is a golf cart friendly neighborhood. One of the cool things about it, they're so golf cart friendly, they even have dedicated parking spots right here near their lake house. But speaking of golf carts, just the golf cart right away is local shopping that you can go whether you want to go get groceries or whether or not you want to go grab a bite to eat. And we're going to go check that out right now. So when I said shopping, I wasn't lying. So right behind me is just one of multiple strip centers right next to Grand Central Park. So whether you need groceries, whether you need clothes, shoes, ladies, if you need makeup, we have that there. And of course, the infamous Marshall's Home Goods, we have it all. Then on the other side, we also have dining, restaurants, coffee, kind of whatever you're, in the mood for. It's just a stone throws away, a golf cart drive away, right next to Grand Central Park. And if we zoom out here, you'll be able to see exactly how close the neighborhood is. And depending on what section you're at here in Grand Central Park, you can even walk and be 3 minutes inside the grocery store. But again, every master plan community is different, and it's your cup of tea on whether you want to be in Grand Central Park or maybe another one called Wood Forest, and that's what Mark's going to cover right now.
Now, before we jump into Wood Forest and show you what that's all about, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome and thank you so much for viewing. We hope you get some value out of this content. If you could do us a huge favor and hit the like button, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified on all things we post weekly about living in Houston. If you don't already know who we are, my name is Mark Archer, and behind the camera there we got Taco Rodriguez, and we are the Living Houston real deal. So we like to pull the curtain back and show you what it's truly like to live in Houston. Hence, going through the lifestyle like today's video, or also showcasing homes and what your money can get you out here. So if you're thinking about moving to Houston, if that describes you, click the link in the comment below to fill out that quick questionnaire, or you can call us, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'd be happy to connect and see if Houston's a good fit. So now let's jump into Wood Forest and see what that's all about. So now we're here at Wood Forest, huge community. And what you're gonna have here is, again, the epicenter of the entire master plan community here. This is a Johnson development. They're a very popular developer out here. Actually, the same one as Grand Central Park that we just showed you there with Taco. And we're here at the Palm. So we've got the event center behind us where you could do anything from wedding venues or, birthday parties. But then you also have the Palm Information Center right here where they have a fitness center and, of course, an information booth with all sorts of pamphlets and stuff still going. Now, this community is a little bit more on the mature side. So they just wrapped up new construction. In fact, the only thing available are some Highland style like townhomes that share a wall. Very nice, but that's all they have left. But there's new communities being built around it in this area. So we have the information center, the clubhouse, so to speak, and then we're gonna also showcase some of the other amenities that are very robust out here in the Wood Forest area. So again, when we're talking about the lifestyle of a master plan community, this one has a lifestyle that could be conducive to someone raising a family. We've got a playground, kind of a staple playground just behind us here, but also we've got pools galore. In fact, if you include the pool in the 55 and up section, we've got 4 pools in this community. So whether you want a water park style pool that we have here behind us here, or something more like Olympic style and resort style, calmer. And then we have that one, like I mentioned, in the 55 and up community. Whether you're raising little kiddos, you got teenagers, or you're retired, we've got a pool for you here in Wood Forest. Now, one of the many things that people love about Wood Forest is just how dedicated this developer and community was to immersing you in the nature that it has. So it's often referred to as the new woodlands for good reason. We are surrounded by greenery and trees, and we have trails just like this, miles and miles of it throughout the neighborhood that are real natural trails. But we also have walking paths in case you have a stroller or you want something a little smoother. Now, with all that, we also have everything from basketball courts, pickleball, tennis, you name it. We even have a giant sportsplex center in the back for full of soccer fields, softball, and things of that nature. So no matter what age range of kiddo you have, we have the amenity here in Wood Forest for you for that lifestyle. But nothing's gonna trump Wood Forest's town square of shopping in the front. In fact, it's very much a part of the development. They partnered together, so it's very cohesive. It's at the front of the neighborhood, and it offers things like a grocery store, drugstores. You've got even dental offices, fast food, high-end dining, and everything in between. And we're gonna show you that right now. So one of the biggest differentiating factors out here in Wood Forest is this town square right at the front of the neighborhood. And I've actually helped clients from retirees move out here. Again, we have the 55 and up section to the community, and they loved the fact that you could just walk up here or drive your golf cart up here, and there's a true ambiance, right, with this town square. You've got shopping, you've got dining, you've got even a Harvest grocery store just behind me, which I kind of liken it between a hybrid of Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. So it's kind of a bougie grocery store that offers everything you need, and they have a great beer selection, by the way. With all that said, you can get sushi, you can get tacos, you can get Mexican food over here, whether you want to dine in or you want something quick. And then just behind me here, they actually host events, concerts, and everything in between for the community of Wood Forest, and really even some of the neighboring communities around here get to enjoy it too. So that's one of the really biggest differentiating factors about this particular master plan community, is this outright town center that you have, or town square I should call it, in the front, and it really gives off those vibes. But at the end of the day, every master plan community is a little bit different and may offer a little flavor that you like. So we're gonna go over that together and kind of determine which one may be the best fit for you. All right, so you got both of us here now. I covered Wood Forest, Taco had Grand Central Park. So any final thoughts on Grand Central Park?
Well, so just quick overview, right? Grand Central Park gives you a lifestyle coordinator, gives you lakes, gives you multiple parks if that's your jam. You also have events that happen on a monthly or sometimes twice a month throughout the year from start to finish. You have the pool, you dog parks, and Grand Central Park very heavy from a nature aspect with the trails. Again, it used to be a Boy Scout campgrounds. So you have about 4 or 5 lakes that's there. But one thing I didn't touch on is proximity to the freeway.
And that's a huge difference.
Yeah, huge difference. So again, right outside Grand Central Park, you have multiple ways in Grand Central Park, but right outside, you're in one light and you're there on the freeway. So if you need to commute to the airport, if you need to commute to downtown Houston, if you need to get to the Woodlands, that might be why you lean Grand Central Park.
Yeah, actually, I got to give this to you. Grand Central Park is like 10 minutes from the Woodlands.
Yeah.
So it's some of the closest new construction that you have to the Woodlands. Now, one of the objections we get about Wood Forest, you may like it, you may not, it's more tucked away.
Right.
It's way further off the beaten path, so it's quieter, could be construed as more safe because you're not near any major intersections, but it's gonna take you 20, 30 minutes, and we'll throw this up on a map so you can kind of check it out, just to get to a major freeway. So if you're commuting, if you need to get outside of the utopia bubble, if you will,
right,
it's gonna be harder at Wood Forest. But I think really one of the inherent differences, because they're both immersed in nature, they're both out here in the Montgomery County area, but Wood Forest is a lot bigger.
Yeah, way
Yeah,
bigger.
so many more homes per capita, lots of other choices, and it's a little bit more mature in terms of age of Grand Central Park. It's got definitely a few years on it. So while Grand Central Park is still building and has new construction, Wood Forest is pretty much a wrap. It's all done.
Right. So, and you get the town center, which is a huge game changer.
Yeah, I mean, you have basically a Grand Central shopping in proximity and adjacent, but then you also have here at Wood Forest like a straight up town square.
Right.
So you also at Wood Forest have that 55 and up section.
Yeah.
So again, whether you're young and growing a family or want to grow a family, you have kids of all ages, or you're retired, not to say Grand Central won't work,
right,
but you have a dedicated section and amenities, your own pool, all of that in
absolutely,
Wood Forest. And that again is just from that sheer size difference. They have more to offer there. So
yeah,
what's your favorite community, right? Like
yeah,
put it in the comments below.
Yeah, put it in the comments below. And if neither one of these is kind of hitting the vibe check, I can guarantee you whether it's from here in the north side of town, south, west, wherever it may be, Houston is huge. So I can guarantee that if one of these, Grand Central Park or Wood Forest, doesn't kind of hit your needs, I can probably guarantee you, Mark, there's one out there that we can find that has exactly what you need.
Yeah, absolutely. So toss in the comments what you guys think. Feel free to call or text us or fill out that questionnaire, and we'd love to connect with you to see if Houston's a good fit.
All right, we'll see you on the next video.
Later. So one of the largest, just keep it going.
You also have views of the lake. So if that's your thing, some people like water. Here in Grand Central Park specifically, you have multiple lakes, but behind the lake house, you can go hang out, chill, enjoy, on a nice spring or winter day, because you can go whether you want to go get groceries or you